Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be speaking to a company that deals with medical tourism in Mexico. Hi there. Please introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about the company. How long has it been established?
Hi, Rona. My name is Andres Jurado. I am the CEO and co-founder of My Medical Vacations. The company was established in 2012, so we're entering our 11th year of operation, welcoming international patients in Cancun.
That's great. Okay. So just tell us a little bit about you. You're obviously helping patients from probably all over the world coming to Mexico to get surgery. So what countries would most of your patients be coming from?
Well, because of the closeness with the US, we receive most of our patients from the US and also Canada, North America.
Okay.
However, we frequently receive patients from the UK, from Australia, New Zealand. Those could be like the biggest sources for patients traveling here.
Yeah. And I suppose maybe some of those patients even kind of put it together with going on holiday and then actually getting something done whilst they're there as well.
I think yeah, that's a great way to combine. Of course, Cancun is world known. It's a fantastic place to have a holiday. It's warm weather, beautiful beaches, and ultimately, what we are always focused is on the patient, the purpose of that person traveling here. So the idea is to have a right balance between the focus on the recovery process from their elective procedures, and but also to see a little bit more about this beautiful destination. The most advantage is the airport. We have the most connected airport internationally in Latin America. So we receive direct flights from more than 80 cities from the US and more than 25 cities in Canada. So it's
Okay.
easy access.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. So I know that like some probably potential clients, they're kind of skeptical sometimes about some countries, particularly Mexico, Dominican Republic. So just tell me like why would you be going to Mexico? Say I'm from the UK and I'm thinking about traveling, what would you be able to say to me to put my mind at rest? Why go to Mexico for surgery?
Well, definitely, I have been in this field for 12 years. I've come across some of the best doctors that I've seen in their fields, and I've come across doctors that are not that good. And that happens not only in Mexico, that happens in every single country of the world. So
Yeah.
what we need to is we need to focus as a company is to promote only the best. What is that? What is that being the best? Of course, the minimum criteria for us is for them to have their general medicine license and their specialty license if a specialist is treating the patient. We are not any specific regulation organization, so we cannot provide a stamp on these doctors, but we do a thorough research on them. Just to give you, and also that's the base. A lot of these doctors that are part of our network, they have been trained also or completed their training outside of Mexico, in the US or in Europe, the UK, and they bring back the newest techniques as well, but also the medical culture in Mexico. At the end of the day, we have a training process for our doctors that is top notch, and ultimately this network has been strengthened with years, and we've worked with doctors for over 5 years, 6 year period, and having taken care of hundreds of cases literally. So
Yeah.
that is how we can vouch for these doctors. They have to keep up. We don't work for the doctors or for the hospital. My job is not to keep them happy. My job is to keep the patient happy.
Yeah.
So if that takes, for example, if they are not up to like the standard that we require of attention, besides the medical part, flying to a different country involves a lot of things, not only the medical aspect. In order for it to be a good experience and for you to want to repeat it and for you to want to recommend patient or other friends to do it, because it's a great tool. We have a saying here in My Medical Vacations that medical tourism, it's a great idea as long as you do it through the right people. And the purpose of these agencies is to help patients finding the right doctors. Nothing is hidden. We provide all of the information of the doctor that we have. Plus, we encourage them to do their own research as well, which is what every patient should do.
Yeah.
It's their
Yeah.
body, it's their health. It's very important that we take also that responsibility as patients. We have our job to do too, no? And then the doctors, they will do theirs, and we've seen that experience of having amazing cases when those things are in place. You have a good doctor, well prepared, experienced, and the patient preparing for the surgery, doing what they need to do. We take care of the logistics, so it's a seamless process, and they don't have to juggle with language barriers or filling out prescriptions or extra expenses for this or that. Cancun is the king of the all-inclusive system. It's very a lot of people love it, a lot of people don't like it, but it is
Yeah.
practical. So what we're trying to is to emulate some sort of that same principle, so it's easy for the patient. So you know that it's one single plan, and it takes care of everything for you. From the moment you arrive in the airport, we know that that they are not coming on vacation. So even the arrival at the airport is something that we put a lot of attention to make them feel comfortable since the moment they arrive. Then every appointment that they have to do before surgery is taken with all seriousness, and of course following the strictest protocols, because a lot of these surgeries are elective. So
Mm.
like we need to make sure that patients are in good health to have a proper recovery, no? And
Yeah.
these doctors that we work with, they put a lot in the lines. A lot of them, they have credentials that very few have in Mexico. So they're not willing to lose them out of a bad case. So there is a proper screening for the patients before they travel, but and it varies depending on the case, depending on the procedure, depending on everything has to be very personalized. However, we
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
simple by working fast. Our team is well trained to do that.
That's great. Just tell me, just as a comparison, so what kind of savings could somebody make, say, if they're coming from the US? What would you expect to pay, say, if someone's having a tummy tuck with muscle repair and lipo, say?
Like we consider that on a standard package like that, which is very common,
Mm.
patients save around 50% in the final amount, including their traveling expenses.
Right.
Why do and again, we are not comparing to the lowest price option available in the US, because I we understand that it's not the same. It's not the same to have a procedure performed in an ambulatory clinic than to have it performed in a hospital. And if you're gonna
Yeah.
have, let's say, an eyelid lift, it's okay to do it in an ambulatory clinic. But if you're gonna have a mommy makeover, the best place to do it, the safest place to do it is a hospital. The,
Mm.
the less expensive, it's a clinic. But
Yeah.
these savings is directly affecting the safety of the patient. It's not affecting the doctor's safety. It's not affecting the administration safety. It's not affecting anybody else's, the companion of the patient's safety, because things are lacking during that surgery. These surgeries,
Okay.
it can take 4 or 5 hours. So we have to contemplate that. We work with both for small procedures, which is, let's say, a blepharoplasty, small liposuction. We could do an ambulatory clinic. But when we're combining two procedures, which is like 95% of our patients, we use hospitals. And that
Okay.
we keep them on a safer environment. The doctor feels more comfortable that way, and our team makes it easy. They check all the hospital process. It's seamless for the patient as well.
That's fine. And what would you say is the reason why it's going to be cheaper for you to have it in Mexico? Because you're so close anyway to the US. So what makes the Mexico so much cheaper?
Well, at the end of the day, the cost of living here is less expensive. Bottom line, this is something that we have as a main reason why. From
Okay.
the rent of the real estate cost, to salaries and wages, All of these things end up being in a more of feasible cost of living here.
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
and also the fact that in reality this is worldwide. And especially in the past 3 years, this has like became even more important. But the we try to bring transparency in the prices as well, to make sure that they understand what is being charged, of course, and what is the cost of those things. And they realize that's why a lot of people even fill out prescriptions, because it's the same medication, the same lab, but they just get it access for a less cost that is less. So
Yeah.
that's when patients end up like getting back to us like, well, I am actually, yes, it's going to Mexico, but now that we have like a big list of patients that they have traveled and they're willing to share their experience, which is, it helps somebody that is in the research process. They
Yeah.
have, of course, testimonials that they can dig into. But we invite them, like I said, to find out, like if we tell them, you know what, this doctor, if you want to have a rhinoplasty, this doctor is only, there's only 4 surgeons in Mexico out of a universe of 5,000 that belong to the Rhinoplasty Society of the US. And he's one of those 4. So that's the level of doctors that we're promoting to them. And that's why they have this means that they have the ultra modern techniques. Some stuff, even like patients from Canada have come and told like, this is not even available in Canada yet. Like this type of approach or what,
Yeah.
like, so, and it's not all medicine, but some fields we have developed a lot in Mexico. So yes, we have over 10,000 surgeons performing plastic surgeries in Mexico. And we are, in my medical vacations, we focus only on the ones that have the right credentials, they have the right training, the years of experience surgically, but also the years of experience treating international patients. These doctors know how to treat them, what needs to be adjusted in their practice to be a better option and a better service for patients. A small example, for example, one of our the doctors in our network, he has a bracket of time that is 9 p.m. local time, but this
Yeah.
is called his California patients. So maybe another doctor wouldn't do that. He wouldn't. He stops
Yeah.
like at 7. That's it. He goes home.
Yeah.
So, but he knows that at 7 people are still working in California. So
Still
that's
working.
why it's these small things makes it always like. They're always on how they can actually be a better service to the patients, because we know there's a lot of confidence that we need to gain. There's a lot of misinformation out there. We rely on our own experience to create these good experiences so other patients can live them too.
Brilliant. I got a last question for you, which a lot of people actually want to know about as well. So, what is the aftercare like once a patient returns home, especially if it's somewhere as far as the UK? If something was to go wrong after the surgery, just say, for example, an incision opened or something like that, what would the patient be advised to do?
Of course, no, definitely. Every procedure requires a standard amount of time, and also it might vary depending on the condition of the patient, the age. Like certain factors have to be taken in consideration, including the location. We don't ask the same time frame to stay in Cancun for somebody that lives in Miami that somebody that lives in the UK, because the flight is longer
Yeah.
and all of that. So our job is to have like this very close to the patient supervision after the surgery. Every single day, there is a 2 visits of nurses in their rooms after they're being checked out of the hospital. So you mentioned tummy tuck and liposuction. We require patients to stay here for 12 nights for that combo. And then as soon as they get discharged from the hospital, the nurse is on like checking up on the patient every single day. We include like different boosters to help the healing process, from IV infusions
Yeah.
to hyperbaric chamber use, because we know that that patient is going to leave on day number 12, and it's in our best interest that
Yeah.
that patient is already on the other side of the fence, so they can do that traveling part without any incident. And to
Yeah.
be frank in this specific regard, that's the reason why we have maybe patients. Well, this other doctor asked me only for 7 days. This other doctor asked me only to stay for 5 days. Why are you asking me to stay for 12 days?
Mm.
Well, we have a good track record. We used to ask patients to stay for 7 days 8 years ago. But as we saw the experiences, as we saw cases, and as we tried to see what is the best, we've come up with this out of hundreds of cases of international patients traveling here, not just a random
Yeah.
number of days that we decided, no? So these things reduce the possibilities of complication to the minimum. The doctor sees them in that time frame after surgery around average 4 times. So there's a super close supervision. If something is presented after a cosmetic surgery, something minor, usually is presented within the first 10 days after the surgery. So the doctors are
Yeah.
confident to keep them here around that time frame to make sure that they can address it. Some of these things are so easily addressed in the doctor's office in 5 minutes because it's just a minor thing.
Yeah.
But that's why we ask them to stay for this amount of time, and we are adamant about it.
That's brilliant, Andres. Thank you so much anyway for speaking to me today about the subjects. It's really, really interesting. I'm going to put all of your contact details in the video below. And then, anyone can contact you if they want to hear more about what you can do for them. Yeah.
Appreciate it, Rona. And yeah, thank you. We will looking to welcome more patients. We've welcomed over 7,000 patients in Cancun so far. So yeah, thank you for your interest and for giving us the opportunity to tell a little bit more about our story.
Brilliant.
All right.
Brilliant. Thank you.